Back again for the RV fix on the freezer hinges. Try to keep my big head out of this as much as possible. So we're going to show you the removable. I have ordered parts from Amazon to replace the spring-loaded hinges, but this is very common in a lot of Dometic refrigerator, freezer, RV combinations. Real simple science, nothing to it. So to remove this, some people put in a little pump-up air separator. You never want to pry it with a screwdriver. Now I found that if I just push a little bit with my hand and knock that screw back a little bit, the hinge back, it comes right out. You do not want to pry on the door. Okay, so now that is out. Now that gives us access to these interesting little hinges. There's one on each side. Each one has a different spring direction, so you can't just order one or two of one type. You got to order a left and a right. I'm thinking that both may be broken, but to get it out, we're going to just bend that out a little bit. There's a little keyhole here that a little tab slides into. You bring it forward. You're going to feel a release point right there, and boom, it's out. Now we'll see. I'll do another video and we'll inspect these things and see which one's bad. They might just need to be lubricated. I don't know. That one's broken. Okay, there you go. So my spring is fine, but the little slot where the spring slides into, the plastic is broken off. I've heard that's a very common circumstance. I've ordered the whole assembly just because it's better, but to show you again, right there. See that broken piece of plastic? And then we'll go check the other one, which you won't be able to see in that direction. Let's try this. Not the easiest thing, filming in a little camper. So we'll get that. Again, pop that part carefully out of the key little slot that tab's pumped into. I heard it click. Let's see if we can move it forward like the last one. And there we go. So turn it down. Keep going down, 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 down. Down to there, and then the whole hinge just comes out. And this one does not actually seem to have an issue, but it does seem kind of sticky. But you'll see, yeah, that spring's just kind of worn out and kind of popping out a little bit. So even though this one's not broken, I'm just going to replace it as well. Why not, right? But you'll find your left side hinge is usually tabbed with a blue color on this end. Whether you're in store getting it or ordering it on Amazon or some other place. And the right one will have a yellow color on that little area. All right, so that's it for now on the removal, and we will get you back in with the new parts and the installation. And hopefully with my big mitts, I won't break the new parts. Ciao, bella. Yes, I am here. You just will not be seeing my face right now. I have the new hinge for the freezer door to my Dometic refrigerator, as I showed you in the first half. It would always stay flapped down. Let's see if I can do this without hitting the camera. So the one hinge on the left was fine. These are spring-loaded little deals with a lock pattern there that'll match with your door. Your left side always has a blue, and then on the end of the spring, and then the right side will have a yellow, and that's the new one I got. So we are going to pinch that in right about there at an angle. And then the new one on this side, pinch that in. And they say to do it at about that much. This is basically to line up these little grooves with the door. Okay, so that's about even to that. Probably could have gotten a new left one. So we are going to try to match the up and down groove here with that side. And that seems good. And then here on the right side, here's going to be the fun part, to try to do this without damaging the door. I don't know if you can see this, but I've got to push this spring-loaded hinge in far enough to get, you know, it might be easier doing this side first. Let's try that. Let's try the new one first, since that's got such a heavy spring load. No one ever said it was going to be easy. Let's see, where is that lining up? You want to be careful not to break the part on the door. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if we're in that groove yet. The hardest part is that you can't see what you're doing here. Of course, you hear Strea barking outside. I tell you what, let's make sure this groove even lines up before we go too much further. Okay, so that is lining up good. So let's stick that back in. And it's just a matter of getting it in the sweet spot, so to speak. It seems like it, but now this one. Okay, so we're in on that side. Now I'm going to put all the pressure I can there and try to push this one in, or the door will slip down. Getting closer. Now we just need to get it into place. And I think we've got that into place. Now you need to rotate these up until they hit there's a little pin and slot they'll fit in. That's almost there. And let's see, this one here on this side. Now let's open it and see if we can get that into position. We can get a better look here. You can see that hole, and that's what this little hinge piece needs to slip into place on. So let's stick it in further. Okay, that one's in. This one has a bit further to go. I think that's in, and there we go. So now it closes. And the job is done. Where before, every time I opened, it would want to stay open. And then you'd have to lift this to close the refrigerator. So now it's fixed, and the cold air won't leak out and start freezing everything like it did. And that is that. So it is nice to have that completed. Funny little spring hinges on those things, but apparently they go bad quite often. I'd like to see them if they sell it in a double pack. I would say just get the two at the same time. I got one. I wanted to see how that would work. My recommendation would be, if you got to replace one, replace the other. I'll probably order the other just because they get worn out, and the new ones are a little bit more heavy duty. But for now, that's working for me. It's got the problem solved. I'm happy, and that's that. I'm fixing those hinges. I'm sure this might be useful to a lot of you. I'll put the link on the hinges down in my description in case anybody does have that kind of problem. That's the most common one. They do have some other type of hinges for newer Dometics, but on these 90s and early 2000s, that's the one used for that. And you can always recognize your refrigerator and tell by the video that these are yours. Anything that looks like that is the same hinge. All right, take care. Sayonara. Please do follow, like, Ask me a question. Subscribe. Tell me how you like the little modifications I'm doing and fixes to the camper, which I truly love. Watch for videos coming, as mentioned in the short about this refrigerator repair. Strea and I last week went to Phoenix for a Halloween party at a friend's place. And then after that, we camped out of the back of my Hyundai Santa Fe. And yeah, I've never done camping out of a car before. So that was kind of fun. It was roomy. I'm 6 foot tall. I just laid down the back seat, and the Santa Fe has major, major storage compartments that sit down low in the back rear end of it that were just amazing. I could pack food in there. I packed everything I needed pretty much out of the way except for the cooler. I have a plug-in 12-volt cooler that plugs in the cigarette lighter plug that's in the back of the Hyundai Santa Fe. And so we put our stuff in there. That worked out really, really well. And as I said, I'm 6 feet tall. I could be totally stretched out. And Strea's about an 80-pound Belgian German Shepherd. We got some pictures you'll see on that video when we post it. Do watch for it. I'll be posting it the first week of November. Got some stuff to go through, but we stayed in after Phoenix. We wanted to check out Quartzsite, see what all the hubbub is down there. We picked up a great steak. Farm-raised beef, must be local or something, at the Coyote Market. They say to have the best beef. It's really worth it because I don't buy too much beef elsewhere. It's just not the same anymore. It even tastes like beef. But so where I'm at, where I live, I buy it from a farm shop that some friends of mine own. It's all grass-fed. But apparently Coyote gets it from the same place because that was delicious. So we went out to Quartzsite to the Gaddish Wash or whatever. And got out there by ourselves into a little ravine, kind of nestled in nice, had a fire, cooked the steak on the fire. Did something called a dirty steak, where you put it, you get the logs, the coals on the log, and you just lay the steak right on it. It sears it. No, you don't get charcoal on it. But we had a great time there, and then we drove through, we were actually going to buzz it out to New Mexico to the Malpais National Forest, but I decided to stop along the way to the Tonto National Forest outside of Payson. Stopped and saw the ranger station people there. Showed me some forest roads to do dispersed camping, boondocking out there, and we found a wonderful place out there. Stayed the night right before a cold front moved in. That was at my house when I arrived last night. But that was a wonderful trip, and boy, I can just really take off in that little Hyundai Santa Fe real easily. And I got one of those little, they can plug into a cigarette lighter or a AC outlet even. A little warming dish. I'll probably do a little video on that. And man, that heats up everything so fast. I've seen a lot of videos on some of those things, and they say it takes 20, 30 minutes. Boy, this didn't at all. I even put my coffee in there. I had some leftover coffee. And man, it had that boiling hot in like 10 minutes. And put a burrito in there to warm it up. And put some pepper beef and rice in there and warmed it up. And man, that thing's just like grease lightning. I got that off Amazon. I'll need to do a little video on that deal too, because that was just that was amazing. Takes up very little room, fits right in my storage compartments, and like I said, the lower back of the Hyundai Santa Fe. And we just had a blast. It was fun. So watch for the videos on that. Sorry to go on so long here. Again, subscribe, comment, like. Talk to you soon.